What's up, the squad? Back with another video. I seen that I was going out. Make sure to hit the like button and the subscribe button for me, please. Y'all see it right here. Big shout outs to Brandon Tatum for, a lot that he's doing. A lot, and I mean a lot. It's definitely very much so interesting and nice that, he is doing something like this. And I feel like it's something that's definitely important. It's definitely important. Let's check it out.
What is your thoughts on that phone call to Cito? Some people have gone out and done enhancements to the audio, and in doing that, created a transcript manually. It doesn't appear that the transcript was derived from an automated system or have any, in my opinion, real integrity with it. What are your thoughts, first, you guys, on the audio, and then I'll get to you, Ed, on how could that be a defamatory area the way it was produced? So what do you guys think about that audio?
Well, I can go ahead and say that as you posted that clip of all of us on the boat, as it's rolling, not rolling, but right there sitting in the water, Wyatt's on the phone with Cito in that clip. I mean, he's on the phone. Wouldn't you think that you would have seen Nolan on the bottom on the floor or something? Or scrambling around, or everybody in a small space on the boat looking at him or something. I mean, it's just so crazy to think that, why would we call Cito if we have a dead body on the boat? I mean, why would we call the Coast Guard? Why would we do the things we did if we know we killed somebody? And then another following up on that is, why aren't we in jail yet? I mean, we're not geniuses. There's no way we could have done a murder. I mean, there's no way we could have covered it up, especially out there with that many people. Go ahead.
I think, especially about the Cito call, I think people, regardless of who it is going to believe what they want to hear. I think half these people, or not half these people, but some of these people you can't convince, regardless. They're going to believe what they want to believe. If they want to believe that my friends and I had something to do with Nolan dying, then they're going to believe that regardless of what you put out. But you put out, Brandon, that a clip of the boat when Wyatt was on the phone with Cito, and it is boldly clear that Nolan was not on the boat with us. You can literally almost see down to the deck. And as you can see in that picture, everybody is completely casual while Wyatt's on the phone with Cito. Yeah, we were scrambling around trying to get the boat fixed, but the guys were, in the video, you can see me, I'm sitting on the bow. If there was someone dying on the boat, why would everybody just be sitting there waiting to either get towed in, or in the first place, like Jack said, why would Wyatt call Cito? It's crazy. The reason we turned down Coast Guard is, why would we call Coast Guard if Cito could pull us in? But we fixed the boat and we ran into Fort Bayou, and that's it. The Cito call was completely enhanced, and these people just want to believe what they want to hear. And that's exactly what they're doing. So it's just crazy to me that people have tried to twist this and twist the audio. When we came out with the first interview, it debunked half these lies, and now you don't hear about any of it. You don't hear about the pool party because it was on June 27th. You don't hear about anything else that was mentioned. Thousands of lies. And now, the audio comes back, and all of a sudden we can hear Nolan yelling in the background, screaming, we're screaming about how he's dead. That's just a complete lie, and it's another lie to push this narrative that people don't want to turn down. It's insane to me.
Sorry to interrupt. I know you're enjoying this incredible interview. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button, and also join our membership program. Let's get back to the interview. And if you guys could say one thing to naysayers out there, in your opinion, that are naysayers, I want to give you, a 30-second opportunity to say what you would want to say to people regarding what you're saying are lies that have been told about you. And I could start here and we'll go all the way down to, and we'll end with you, Ed. But Morgan, if you had an opportunity to have this projected to everybody in the United States of America, many people who have made statements about you and about what occurred that day, what would you say to them? Like just a 30-second, this is what you would want to convey.
I mean, first I would say that, it's proven in evidence that they're all lies. I think that most of these people are just going to, I say most of these people, a lot of these people that have posted stuff out there, they've just been lies backed by no evidence. And if I had one thing to say to them, I'd say do your research before you go out saying something that's not true, that could hurt someone. Just do your research. I mean, it's easy. All you have to do is just scroll like they do all day long and find the evidence that's right in front of their face. And I mean, it'll prove its own facts.
I could
But
say
I feel like but the thing is, like, as you're having so many people like come up with their own things, like, people don't move like that, especially like now that it's 2026. Like, a lot of people don't think to even move like that, and it's definitely sad that they don't. It's definitely sad that they don't. I don't understand, why people think, that this is something that's very much so, you know, uh, okay to do. But then again, it being 2026, things have gotten way worse when it comes down to people within race. Like I've stated in my last video, that I feel as, that Carmelo Anthony situation went, it's just something else to pick up on, for a lot of individuals. A big majority of the black community that is picking off of that. Now, I truly find it insane. Now, it's one thing if there were, actual evidence, actual, things that's out or anything like that. You are basing something off of a picture that was took, basically. And y'all taking a lot of things from what Ben Crump and Al Sharpton, said. Y'all taking things from people, that wasn't there at all. But then y'all get mad at a person. Y'all get mad at Brandon Tatum because he's doing something that truly makes a lot of sense. Like, I don't get that. I truly don't get that. This is something that I feel should help a lot. I truly feel like it should help a lot. Regardless, them not doing nothing or not. This is something that could potentially help, with anything that is said, that they remember. You never know, and I find it, pretty cool that he's done something like this. I don't see anybody else that's moving and pushing things more so of actually trying to figure out what's going on or what happened with Nolan. Everybody else is more so pushing this whole race narrative, and it's definitely sad.
I would want to add on to that. Do the proper research. Sort through all the lies. I mean, and a lot of these stuff, like you can just tell straight off the bat it's lies. And for one, it's defaming us, and for two, it makes you look like a dummy. I mean, like, you're just saying stuff, just pulling it out of who knows where, and you just look like an idiot on your phone making this TikTok or whatever. Do your research, man. Like, if you can't simply do that, don't get on your phone and start making a video.
It's just kind of concerned me with like how people have the time of day to just make up complete lies out of something that they have no evidence of and to post on social media to put other people down. It's insane to me, like how, like, just people push this and, want to make this a story that it's absolutely not. I don't know what happened to Nolan. My friends don't know what happened to Nolan. But for people to come around and say, oh, this happened for a fact, and I know this, and there's no telling me otherwise, then that's just stupid. You have no, like.
Y'all know something that's crazy? I watched a documentary the other day. It's very rare that I watch documentaries. I'm letting y'all know right now. It's very rare that I watch documentaries, and it's pretty wild because of obviously seeing what I do, on a daily basis. And I feel like that's probably why. And I want to, watch something else, but I was watching a documentary, and it was a documentary. I'm pretty sure, I want to make sure I say this right, the right documentary. I think it was, I want to make sure. It was the, what happened at the university with those kids. It was in Idaho, I'm pretty sure. I was watching that, and y'all know what I seen? I seen so many people running with their own narratives. Oh, they did this and they did that. Still to this day, they did this and they did that, and this person did that and this. Not to say this is the same thing, not to say something actually happened, because we don't know. But you have so many people that get on the internet and say these things, and then it comes out as something way totally different that nobody, expected. And I truly feel as if this would be probably one of those times. My thing is, like I've said, what I'm scared of is the simple fact of, and what I'm nervous about is the rioting and the bad talk. I mean, we obviously seen how bad things got with that Carmelo Anthony situation, and he was the one that did it. He was the one that did something, and y'all seen how bad things was. So it truly just goes to show y'all a lot. They had that, what happened to Idaho, and so many people made up, different things that went on. And it was, somebody that, obviously, and I don't want to spoil it for people, that obviously haven't seen it. And this, I'm pretty sure it's on Netflix or something like that. But I'm telling y'all, definitely wild. People gonna come up with whatever they
are saying
come
all
up
these
with.
crazy things on the internet. Those lies have already been debunked. There's evidence supporting this is a lie. Like, why are you still saying this? These people just have no idea what they're talking about, and it's very clear because a lot of these people just speak without thinking and post stuff without thinking. But at the end of the day, it just looks really stupid on their page and whatever they're posting on. But it's just sad. Like, people really take the time out of their day to post a bunch of BS lies on a bunch of 19 and 20-year-olds who have never done anything to hurt anyone and, loved their friend. Like, I loved that man more than anybody. And so did all of my friends. And it's absolutely horrible that these people want to come on and push this narrative that we had something to do with this or we killed our best friend. It's just sick to me, Brandon. That's it.
Yeah.
Well, this might be too long, but I have a few things I need to add. First of all, with respect to Warren, if you just murdered your best friend on an island, the dumbest thing you could do would be to call the Coast Guard, to call a federal law enforcement agency and tell them, hey, can you guys go out and check out this island and look for Nolan Wells? Well, that's exactly what Warren did. Warren called the Coast Guard. And that is one of many very compelling facts.
Like I've said before, calling the Coast Guard or not calling the Coast Guard, situations like this, and they being 2026 and being crumping out sharp and hyping people up, they still gonna have an issue with it. Still gonna have an issue with it.
He got back and he called the Coast Guard. Does that sound like a guilty man to you? Right? Now, these are all American young men, incredible young men. And they did a lot more than just that. I won't go through all of it now, but they did a lot of heroic things after the fact. And they did the best they could. And they tried for their dear friend. All of their actions are the actions of innocent men, not guilty men. And again, they are categorically, completely, and totally innocent. All right? But that's not the end of it. I'll say this again. If you lied, you won't be able to hide. If you lied, you won't be able to hide. And you're going to be held accountable. And if you lied about these fine young men, these good Ocean Springs people, you're going to be held accountable. You're going to be sued. I tell you, there are going to be lawsuits because we have already identified some of the worst offenders. And it may have felt good for them in the moment, instant gratification, sugar high. They got their sugar high. But long after that sugar high wears off, they're going to find themselves in court, and it's going to be excruciatingly painful. The only thing I can say about that is it won't be quite as painful as what they did to Morgan, Jax, and Warren.
So Ed, I got one question for you because the way you guys articulate the defamation, obviously, if someone puts out online lies, knowingly and intentionally do them, knowing that they're lies, in part, that's a part of the defamation. But is the racial component, because when someone goes out and says things without evidence projecting that this was a racial encounter, is that a part of this defamation, or does that not count as far as your tactics on defending them or defending their honor, I guess, in this situation?
Well, one thing that we're never going to do is we're never going to speculate, and we're never going to guess like some other folks who got their sugar highs and are sucking up all the oxygen in the room for now, and they'll have their day in court. But we can talk about what might motivate people. And I won't talk about any particular people because I am not inside their head right now. But I can tell you that racism for profit is a major factor here. And we don't have to name names. But racism for profit, generating outrage for profit, in the end, it's all about money. And we don't even have to think about whether the racism that these people are talking about is real or fake or anything like that. It's racism for profit. And it's part of the motive. But when you have offenders who defame innocent young men, fine innocent young men, upstanding young men, it might be a constellation of motives. Profit, animus, stupidity, ignorance. Maybe they just don't like evidence. See, we really like evidence here. Tyler Cox.
It's not even that a lot of people don't like evidence. It's the simple fact that you have so many people that look at race. You got to think, there's so many people, like as soon as that photo came out, and it was a photo of obviously Nolan Wells with, three young white men. You got Nolan, three young white men, and that photo was pushed out. And then when you have that, mind you, you got people that are already pro-black, looking at the simple fact that they have to have a reason. They have to say this, say that, oh, they did it, they did this, that, and the other. And then you got Ben Crump and Al Sharpton that's sitting there, and again, people that's pro-black that's speaking, on that, and that truly just go by that, more so. They go by those things, especially when it has to do somebody that's white. So when you have all of that and all of that being said, that those are things they look at. They look at that, they don't want to see nothing else. In their minds, they're constantly, okay, we gonna push this narrative, and this is all I know. They're not looking at any further things. If they're looking at any further things, the further thing is the simple fact of them having that same narrative and adding to it, if that makes sense. So if you're saying, okay, these three did something, they're looking for everything that these three could have done. They're not looking at anything else. They looking at the simple fact, oh yeah, well, they could have did this, they could have did that, this, that. They're not looking at nothing else. And that's what makes it sickening.
Likes evidence. I really like evidence. Morgan, Jax, Warren, we really like evidence. And that's the difference between the other guys and us. And we have evidence. We have the receipts, we have the goods, and we're going to be presenting it in court. And I will say, once we present it in court, we're going to say, now you can't leave.
Do you think that the other side, because I've seen through social media that there's a preparation of lawsuits against the boys. Is there merit, according to your knowledge in this space, is there merit to pursuing lawsuits against them?
I am so glad you asked that question, because I can answer that question definitively and unequivocally. Anybody who sues Jax, Warren, or Morgan, they're going to end up paying our attorney's fees. Guaranteed. Any lawsuit, and I'm going to warn anyone right now, anybody who is thinking for 1 second about suing these fine young men, these good Ocean Springs people, you're going to pay their attorney's fees. You're going to lose. you're going to get annihilated. You're going to get crushed. You have nothing. And here's the beauty of it. We know you have nothing because we actually have the evidence. We know what happened. And I'll just say it like this. We have a pair of aces and you have 2-7 offsuit.
So with all the negative that's going on, obviously there's been positive that I've seen that have come y'all's direction. I felt like when Warren came out and did the interview the first time, of course, a lot of people decided to say a lot of negative things, but then there's a tremendous amount of people that were very supportive and thankful that they had a chance to hear the other side. So what are y'all's thoughts and feelings on the other side of this, where people have been supportive? You know, kind of what are your thoughts on that? What have you experienced in that area?
I want to start off and just say that has helped us tremendously through this. One, mentally knowing that there are people on our side that are here to help and want to help and are actually helping with the online stuff. And I want to say thank you to everybody who has made a video on the positive side of things and showing the actual facts and debunking a lot of false information and giving to the Gifts and Go. Yeah, that's another really big one. Thank you so much for that, giving to the Gifts and Go. That means a lot, more than you could ever imagine.
Yeah, Morgan.
I just want to say thank you to all the people out there. I mean, I personally went through and looked at all the there's a prayer thing you can say a prayer on there, and I personally went through and looked at all the prayers, and I'm just really appreciative of all the people that I know that have our backs and have supported us through all of this. It's really helped us out.
That's great.
Well, I'm all in support. I'm in support for the simple fact that you gotta think nothing is pointed to them. From what I'm hearing, from what I've been seeing. So it makes it, sickening that people truly do this, because y'all gotta think, like, if that was y'all, like, kid, like, this is something that truly y'all would be doing everything in y'all power, to stop, when it comes down to the threats, to stop. So I don't see why people are sitting here and being a certain way and acting a certain way. It's crazy to me.
Obviously I want to give the thanks. My friends and my family really appreciate it. I mean, it's hard to get by every day without having a group of people behind you. And it really helps my friend and I's, especially like mental side of things, knowing that we have a community behind us that is willing to stand for us and stand for the truth. And, we can't thank them enough. Like, seriously, with, like Morgan said, the prayers and just even the money and the Gifts and Go. It's a blessing from the Lord. And, we can't thank everybody enough. Seriously, it's been more than enough. So
Ed, what are your thoughts on this? I know you see the outpouring of support for the boys. I know that obviously with your credentials, you're taking on this case, which is a huge undertaking, representing multiple young people in this, with so many people that you have mentioned that could be possibly going to get sued in this. So what would you like to say to the people about this?
Well, the most important thing is that these three outstanding young men who are completely innocent are worth standing behind. It's worth standing behind them. It's worth supporting them, because these three gentlemen here, they're going to go out into the world and they're going to do incredible things for society, right? These are three young men who want to help people and who are going to help people. They're just wonderful souls, wonderful human beings. So if you want someone to support, if you're looking for someone to support, and if you're looking for people who tell the truth and like evidence and common sense, you should support these guys, not the other guys who traffic in lies. All right, now there's a Give, Send, Go page, right? Those donations are very important. We have an incredible legal team. I'm very, very privileged to be working with Tyler Cox, called Cox, right? See that? Right, so, but we're gonna be bringing powerhouse lawsuits, absolutely powerhouse. But, right, it does require support, and any support is greatly appreciated. But there are also things that people can do that have nothing to do with money. All we're asking people to do is embrace reality. embrace common sense.
That's real though.
And don't give in to your worst impulses. Do the research. Read. Look at the evidence, right? Start judging credibility. And look at the respective motivations, the motives on both sides, right? On one side, you have some folks who maybe are not motivated by such great things. But what we have on our side and why you should support us, one word for you. My favorite word, which is virtue. We've got virtue, all right? We've got the honesty. We've got the integrity, right? We're doing the right thing here. Honesty, integrity, that's us. Honesty, integrity, and the truth. And those are very high virtues. And that's why you should support these incredible young men.
Well, thank you guys for
That's real.
agreeing to do an interview. I really, the purpose, and I think you guys can agree to this or lament to it, that the purpose is just to get the message out there. You know, I'm not an investigator in this case. I've done this for a living for a very long time. I know when people are lying and when they're not. And I want the world to know the only reason I'm even willing to talk to you guys is because you've shown through evidence that you've shown me and also through your character that you guys are trustworthy and you're at least in good faith telling me your side of the story. And so I just want to say thank you guys for doing the interview and good luck.
Thank you.
That's real though. I'm not gonna lie. That's definitely real. He said he got part 3 coming soon. Definitely, you know, already gonna check that out. Big shout out to Brandon Tatum for doing this. This is something that truly, I feel like it's needed. It's truly needed. You know, I find it insane that so many people go and they like, oh, well, why haven't they said nothing? They did this and they did that. And they're not speaking on it. They're not saying this, saying that. And as soon as they get on the platform and they're actually speaking on things, people still got a problem. I'm going to tell y'all right now, regardless, you're not going to make everybody happy. That's what a lot of people don't understand. I need y'all to understand that. Like Brandon Tatum said, you know, he's been doing this for a while. I've been doing this for a while. I've been doing YouTube for a while. And you're not going to please everybody. You're not going to please everybody. You're not going to have everybody happy regardless however you feel. You know, but one thing about it is that it's good that they, you know, to be able to tell their side of the story, you know, within the whole case in general, you know, from when they seen Nolan to where they didn't, to where, you know, the threats they've gotten, the things they've been through, you know, it's definitely something that I love to see. Just for the simple fact, you don't really get this. You don't really get this, and that's what makes it amazing that Brandon Tatum did, was to pull off something like this and to actually have them on this platform and do something like this. So big shout out to Brandon Tatum. Big shout out, you know, to these boys, to the lawyers they have, you know, and everybody else that's, you know, within that support, that's having that common sense. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Definitely appreciate y'all. Much love, everybody. Catch y'all next one.